Hey guys, I am back and today we're gonna talk about the Celpip English examination that I took before 2 years ago, but the score expired, so I had to retake the test. Now, I'm a little uneasy with actually having to take an English test given the fact that I'm from an English speaking Caribbean island. I went to an English speaking university and I went to a 2-year community college in Canada, English speaking community college in Canada, and still have to take an English test. I don't know what the relevance of that is, but needless to say, I took the test and I have quite a proactive energy and proactive personality, so I tend to always want to get ahead of things before I actually need it. So in 2021, I took my English test around March 2021, but the English test score lasts only for 2 years exactly, and it's 2 years from the time you took the test and not the time you received the results, which I didn't know until recently. So the first time I took the test, it's mark out of 12. 12 is the highest mark you can get. My reading portion, I think, was a grade 9. My writing portion was a 10. My listening portion was a grade 10. And my speaking portion was a grade 11. At the time I retook the test, I had 478. Fast forward to the day of the test. Now, any form of testing for me is overwhelming. I don't do very well with the idea of being tested or know that I'm under scrutiny while doing something. It makes me very nervous. Now, the score that I listed to you before was a very, very decent enough score if you ask me, because I must also add that if you get a grade 11, 12 or 10, it's the same score for immigration. So let's just say a grade 12 is a 15 points. If you get a grade 10, you still get the same 15 points. And 3 out of 4 of my score, I was sitting in whatever grade that they get for that space. That's what the grade that I had, with the exception of my reading. The reading exam, it requires you to read it. To me, it's the hardest part of the exam. Yeah, read the article, you answer the question, but if you're not paying attention, you're going to screw up. If you're not focused, if you're not diligent in the material that you're reading and reading thoroughly and with understanding, you are going to mess up on the exam. So fast forward to the day of exam. I'm at the park, guys. So there's a lot going on, and being alert. Every time I hear a sound, I have to turn around and look if something is happening in my surrounding that I don't want to happen in my surrounding. Back to the English test. Day after English test, chilly, cold day. It's downtown. I have to pay $15 for parking. That in and of itself is a problem for me. I don't like paying for parking because I'm parking at my own risk. So why am I paying you for parking? But anyways, the day after exam, downtown, got into the examination room, and I realized that the first time I took the exam, which was in a little bit of mid-COVID, there were just 4 of us in the room, and this time there are about 12 to 16 of us in the one room. Massive room. Computers are relatively too close to each other, and for my liking, I just didn't like it. I was far more comfortable the first time doing the test than I was the second time I was doing the test. I'm in the test. We all start the test at the same time, and we are all supposed to, let's just say, move at the same pace. So if someone sitting beside you is a very quick examiner and they go through it very quickly, you're going to have a problem when they get to a section of the assignment that you're not at, and they start speaking when you're trying to read your examination. It's going to cause a problem. So anyways, I'm in the exam. I'm at my reading section, but the young lady to my very right, she's at the writing part of the examination. Bro, the tapping of the keyboard was the most tapping of keyboard I've ever heard in my entire life. It got so bad that I called the invigilator over to ask the young lady to be, to tap on her keyboard a little bit softer because it's echoing in the room and I just happen to be the person right next to her and already have anxiety. She came over, she kind of whispered something to the young lady and she gave me an earplug, which helped. But at this point, I was borderline failing the reading part of my test because I was trying to work with it, but the time was running out and I couldn't work with it. And I was like, miss, help, send help, Cree. Anyways, got through that part of the examination. And quite frankly, I was about to give up. And the reading part is the second part of the test, So I still have 2 more sections to go through. Reading part was the second part of the test. I think we get listening first, then reading. And then while I'm reading, she's on her writing test, which is writing is the next. And then speaking is the last one. So at this point, my borderline give up on the test because I'm like, I know I fail the reading part of it because it requires certain focus and there's a whole section of it that I just could not wrap my head around the article because I just could not focus. Couldn't focus. So anyways, then I really give myself a pep talk in the examination and I was like, the test cost $320. This is the second time of me taking the test. I'm not trying to take it for the third time. So I had to give myself a pep talk within the examination and then I feel a little bit better. And I did well on the writing test, on the speaking test. So my overall grade after all of that happened was the listening test, which was the first part, I got a grade 10 in. The writing, I got a grade 8 in, which I had a grade 9 in before, and now I'm down to an 8. I got a grade 11 in the writing, which I had a grade 10 before. So I went up 1 point, but I lost a point in the reading. And for the speaking, I got 11. I got 11 the first time, and I got 11 again. That is consistent. Why, when I upload the score to my express entry profile, I lose 8 marks. I lose all 8 marks. My CRS score was 478 and now my CRS score with the new English score is 470. Annoyed. I just feel like I just can't catch a break. Every time I try to do something or be ahead of something, it always turn around and bite me in the ass. Like, I don't know. I don't really feel like taking over the test so I can improve my reading score. As I said, it's $320 to take the test, and I don't think I should have been rightly taking the test in the first place, much less to take the test 3 separate times. I feel like they could have given us a little bit of a leeway, given that there is backlog. Scores are going to expire. It's not our fault, and they could have given us at least say, okay, whatever score you have, let it last for the next 5 years, maximum 5 years. You get what I'm saying? So just help us out just a little bit. But I guess that's not going to happen. And even if it does after this, I still have a poor grade essentially. So yeah, I'm still no PR, still no invite to apply for said PR, and it is what it is.